Hope it's visible now. Is it?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. So yesterday we were doing some question. Anyone got the answer of that last question? This one.
Yes, it is double O, but don't know why.
Why double O and why not four also?
That I don't know. That is my question also.
Who is saying this?
Aryan, Aryan.
Okay. So see, first of all, what we are going to see before this double N, we are having one operand. Okay. This is the operand here. What it is console.log double O. So its work is to print whatever is written inside it. So it will simply print double O. Okay. And now what console.log actually does is it returns undefined. So when this console.log was executed, it printed double O, but how it returned undefined. And therefore, since we read in the first class only about the falsy values, and undefined is also a falsy value, and for that reason, this becomes false. And when the first condition becomes false, it does not go for the second condition, and so it just prints undefined because what is inside console.log, it's undefined only. Got the reason?
Yes, yes. I think that is why it is showing the two output double O and undefined there. And
Yes.
I was searching for that why it is showing undefined at that.
I hope it's clear now. But
Yes, yes, it is.
okay. So what about the homework question? Please raise your hands quickly. Who has a means whoever have done the homework. Okay, only three. What about others? Four. Venkat, Sachin. Okay, Sachin has done. What about others, guys? Not doing the homework. What does it show that you are not serious? Okay, so means whosoever has done, they must be having some doubts. So may I know the doubts? We'll discuss that only because these are some very basic questions, so no need of discussing these, I think. Any doubt among these? Speak up, guys, please.
I had, but it's clear now.
Okay. So means I just want to cover these things. I hope this one was clear. Means in the first class only we saw this, first or second class, that if we just add plus sign in front of any string, it becomes number. Okay, so when we are adding this, here this one was a string, but because we added one here, so it became one, just a number. Now seeing this, p is equals to plus and there is a string. So if anything is written in a string and if we add plus ahead of it, then the type of it becomes number. This is clear from this question. But if we are adding plus in front of any string, it becomes number, no doubt. But when we print it, we are trying to print that, seeing that it is a number. So it gives us a output, not a number. This is a thing which is not a number. Okay, so just remember this thing. And but still, here we were using some string and trying to print it as a number. This is not
Hello,
possible. But if we print a string which is actually a number and try to convert it into number, then it will give the output correctly.
hello. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
I have a doubt.
yeah, go on.
Ma'am, in line number 28, I can't understand the output. This double zero and undefined. Can you please explain it again?
See, we are having this operator, okay, which is a logical operator. This is a binary operator, means it has two operand. So first we evaluate the first operand, right? Here, what we are having, console.log double O. So its work is to print whatever is written inside it. It is written double O inside it, so it will eventually print double O. But afterwards, what this console log actually does is, when it gets executed, it returns something. And what it returns undefined. This was a concept you were not knowing this, but console.log usually returns undefined. So undefined was our falsy value, right? Do you
Yes,
remember
ma'am.
the falsy value?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So because of this, this entire thing became false, means it was not executed. But still, this undefined was, suppose it's a string which is written undefined. And so nothing of this will be printed, but it will only give this string, means just print this string, whatever is written here. So it will just simply print undefined.
Okay, ma'am. I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Seen some other questions also. See, for example, if I'm printing a string, means simple string, it gives us one, right? If I am printing two strings and our operator is double and here, then we all know, we all saw yesterday also that the second op means whatever the second operand is offering the string, that string is printed. So double J got printed. Now if I print undefined, so it will give us undefined. Getting it? That's the reason that when it's got replaced with undefined, it's printing giving us undefined. Okay. And then here also, double O was there and there was a console log. See this question, this will clear your concept properly. In the first place, it was double O. It will do nothing. Okay. This is simply that it is not a falsy value. So it will go and check the second operand. Okay. Went and checked the second operand and this gave us double J, means it just printed as double J. Now again, this gave us what? Undefined, and as a whole it printed as undefined. Try to run these questions, means just play around with these things. Console.log, it's not very important and means it can be rarely asked, but just still you should know the concept that there's one thing only to be remembered, that whenever console.log get executed, it returns undefined in its place. Okay. And have you attempted these questions? These were very simple, I guess.
Yes, ma'am.
And I hope you have attempted this last question using switch. You can also do nested if else, but still, I think switch will would have been better for this, right?
I used FLs there.
Pardon?
Yes, I used FLs there. Nested FLs.
Okay. So going ahead today, let me see what's the strength today. Okay. Okay, so now we will see about looping. Just let me know quickly how many of you are familiar with loop concept. Just raise your hands, please. Rupesh, Manish, you are not familiar with this?
No, ma'am.
No, you are not. And who all are left? 1 minute. Huh? So, Ranjit, you also. Ranjit, are you familiar with
So,
looping concept or not?
yeah, I'm correct.
You know it, okay. So we have Rupesh. Rupesh, I just want to tell you that you need to give a little more efforts than others. Okay? Because you are doing it for the first time, so it may look a little weird to you. But still it's a very basic and simple concept. Okay? So let's see, first of all, let's see why we are using loop. Okay. For example, I want to print numbers from 1 to 10. Okay. 1 to 10. So let us take. So what will I do? I will do console.log and print 1, right? Again we'll do console.log and do it here 2. Similarly, I can just copy paste and go till 10. It would be simple. I won't be having any issue. But suppose now I have to print numbers from 1 to 1000. Wouldn't it be very hectic to do this? Like I have to go on copy pasting and changing these numbers. It will be very hectic, right? So to avoid these things, these kind of issues, we have come with loops. So what does loop do? Let's see. First of all, we are seeing the for loop. Here inside for, the syntax is similar to if and else, okay? For here we had written if, and in the if there was a condition, okay? Here this for has three parts: initialization, condition, and increment, okay? So first of all, for example, here I am printing 1 to 5. Okay. In the initialization, what I will do, I will take a variable, let's say I, and initialize it by 1. Means I am saying that I want to start from 1. Here, like I was saying that I want to start from 1 to means let's take 1 to 5. So in the initialization, what am I saying? That I want to start from 1. So I'm putting the value 1 inside I. Now in the second condition, means second argument, what we are having a condition that this looping should work until and unless this condition has been fulfilled. So the condition says I should be less than equals to 5. So just quickly let's see what does means what all values can this I can take. I can be 1 because 1 is less than equals to 5. It can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5 because 5 is less than equals to 6. But when it comes to 6, 6 would be greater than 5, so this condition fails. So this inner thing would be true when the I such means the value of I is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Clear? And how are we incrementing it? We are saying with this third argument that what are we doing with this I? So here we are incrementing it. Let's see. Okay. Suppose I want to print 1, then 2, then 4, and then 8. Okay. So what should I do? I have started that my initial value should be 1. So I is equals to 1. Okay. Now what am I doing with this value? I am doubling it, right? So here I should write that I should be doubled every time and checked. Now I am doubling I, and what should be the condition? That it should be less than equals to 8, or I should say it should be less than 9. Is this these things clear? The first thing is initialization. Second is condition, that until what condition we should run this line, means this block. And then there's a increment thing, or we just say what we have to do with this I, how we have to just change it. Okay, here in the example, we were just increasing it by 1 because we wanted to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these were just increasing by 1. Here in this case, it's getting doubled. So we are doubling our I also. Now see how it will work. First of all, let's see the value of I. The value of I will be 1. Okay, it will go in the initialization. Now it will check the condition. Is I less than 9? Say everyone, means just unmute yourself and say. Is I less than 9? I is 1 here.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
1 less than 9?
Yes.
True.
Yes.
So it will go inside this block. So what is given in this block? In the block, it says that print the value of I. What is the value of I? It is 1. So 1 will be printed. Clear? Now the twist is, after this block is executed, it will go to this condition. It will check whether it's getting incremented or what is happening, how it is getting incremented. So here we are doubling the value of I. I was 1. Now I into 2 is 1 into 2 is 2. So I became 2. Okay. Now again, what we will do? We will go and check the condition. Is 2 less than 9?
Yes, ma'am.
2 is less than
Yes.
9. So we will go inside the block. Whenever this condition becomes true, we have to go inside the block. Okay. In the block, what it says that print the value of I. So what is the value of I? Value of I is 2. So 2 will be printed. Now again, after we have completed the block, we have to again go to this third condition. Okay. So we will again go. What becomes? I is I into 2 means 2 into 2 becomes 4. Now we again go to the condition part. Is 4 less than 9? Yes. So we will again go inside the block. It be printed 4. Again what it becomes? I multiplied by 2 means 4 into 2 becomes 8. So value of I becomes 8. And again we will go to this condition. Is 8 less than 9? Yes, it is. So it will again go inside this block. And inside the block, it will print 8. Now see what happens. Once it executed this block, it will again go to this third part. And third part says double the I. So I becomes 16. Now it will check the condition. Is 16 less than 9? Is it less than 9? No,
No.
right?
No.
No.
So this condition failed. And now we will not go inside this house. Inside this block, we will not go. Simple. And it will stop here. Nothing will get printed. So our final output would be 1248. And this is what we wanted. Now see with me. First of all, what happens? The first step is we will go to the initialization part. What is the initialization part? This one. The first thing. Okay. Visible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this first thing is our initialization. This will happen. Second part, what we will do, will go and check the condition. Okay. Now, if the condition becomes true, then we will go inside block. Okay. If it became false, then what we will do? Tell me.
Outside the block.
Yes. Otherwise, suppose let's take the case that it becomes true. It becomes true. Okay. Now, for example, in the first case only, I was 1, it got initialized. Now we went to the condition, I was less than 1, it was true. So we went inside the block. After block, what will happen? Means, let it be the third one. We went inside.
It will check increment or decrement.
Then afterwards, we will go for incremental part. Means just take the third condition, for example, third argument. Okay. After this third argument, where will we go? We will again go and check the condition. Okay. Again, if the condition is true, we will again go inside the block and will again then check once the block is executed, we will go for the third block and so on. So this will happen until and unless this condition becomes false. Okay. And whenever this condition becomes false, what will happen? It will directly come out of the block. Just quickly tell me what do you mean by block? I told you yesterday.
Scope within the curly braces.
Yes. Means everything which is written inside the curly braces, we just denote it as block. I hope it is clear. Rupesh, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, see, this was for loop. It was this simple. Now, suppose I want to print only odd numbers. Okay. So, what change will I have to do? For example, I want to print odd numbers from 1 to 10, whatever the odd numbers are. What will I do? See, I will initialize from 1, then I want to see 3, then I want to see 5, then I want to see 7, then I want to see 9. Okay, all these things we have to check. So I will check, means I will just initialize I with 1. Okay, and the condition will be I should be less than equals to 10, because it can be even 10 also. And in the condition, what will be put? Tell me. I into 2 plus 1. Because see, what will I become? I will become 1, then 1 into 2 is 2 plus 1, 3. So again it will go for the 3. Then again, are you getting, guys? Or we will
Yes, yes.
leave it, leave it. See, suppose we are simply incrementing it only. I plus plus. Okay, for what will happen? I becomes 1, then it will become 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on. Is it clear, guys? Speak, please.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, clear.
So now we will go for this while loop, okay? This for loop has this much only. And in JavaScript, we don't usually use for loop, while loop, and do while loop because of the performance issue. We will see it later. So I'm just covering these looping fast because I don't want to get you do a lot of questions here. It's important in other programming language, but for now, for JavaScript, it's not that much helpful. So we have while loop here. Okay. What happens in the while loop now? While has only one condition. Okay. The condition is written here, and when we see the block, if you are seeing the block, the increment part is written after, means inside the block only, and the initialization is done before the while loop. Okay. So let's see what happens. First of all, we want initialization. So we get initialization. Now we enters while loop. Inside it, we check condition. Okay. And if condition passes, then we do this. Just increase it. Guys, are you with me?
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
So what is difference between for and while loop?
The difference is nothing. See, it's just the way of writing. Sometimes the code wants us that once the, for example, let me tell you. For example, the value of I is changing inside this block also. I is getting doubled here. Something is happening with I, okay? And again, we have to put some increment thing also. So we are doing this I plus plus also, okay? Means basically, this is just to say thing that there's some difference, but mostly saying that there's no difference. It's just the way of writing changes, okay, inside while and if loop, for loop. So working
Can I
of,
say something?
hello, are you saying something, guys? Hello.
Yes, yes. Hello.
Yeah, go on. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Say.
Yeah, I'm saying that I think the difference between while and for loop is the scope of initialization. I think because in for loop we are initializing the variable, suppose I, in the scope of block scope, and we cannot access it outside the block. But in the while loop, we are initializing it before the block, and we can access it globally. I think that is the difference.
Yeah, you can say this, but seeing this means typical JavaScript thing, more or less both are same only. Yeah, this is a very good point that the scoping thing is different. But for now, I can't explain the scoping thing to all of you because some of you might not know. So to see for now, both are same. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and when we will go for the scoping things, once we get it, I will explain all these things again. Okay.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you.
And also I will take here, why are we taking where here? We could have taken let also, means we could take let also here. And why we should not take const also. So that also we will consider once we just get over the scope. Okay. Now
Okay.
going forward, we have do while loop. So do while loop actually performs very differently from a for loop and while loop in one way. Means you can just see here directly. The syntax here is we just write do. First we initialize it, okay, our variable outside only. Then we start with do. We have a block, okay. Increment thing is also done inside this. How means in whatever way we are incrementing it, and then we write the while, okay. And inside while we write a condition. So just take it as a simple English thing. Do this, okay, while this condition is fulfilled. Getting it? Just simple English. Do this entire block while this condition is fulfilled. So let's see this example where I is equals to 21. Okay. Now what we are doing? We are just consoling something. Okay. Console.log this. And now we are incrementing it. I plus plus we are doing. Okay. So what happens in the first go? It will do I is equals to 21. It will print this and then it will increment and then it will come to the condition part. So what happens? Even if this condition fails at the first time only, still this block has run means executed once. Okay, so this is a major difference between while and do while, and mostly questions arises between these two only. Means either they will use both of these in the same questions, or so what we have to remember that even if we might just go and check the condition at the first time, but that is wrong. We have to go stepwise. We will first initialize it and do it, means whatever is written in the block we will execute that thing, and then we will move to the condition. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear, guys?
Yes, clear.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes, clear.
So now we are
Okay,
going for,
can you
hello,
Once again, explain well to well difference.
which
can
difference?
you explain with
Do
an
while and while.
example?
Please, Aishi, please take one example.
For do while and
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Yes,
Don't
yes,
worry,
yes.
I'm just going for the next slide. Just wait. Let's see all of these three together. Okay. Suppose I want to print numbers between 0 to 9. Okay. This is my question. Now, how will I do it? If I want to use for loop, what will I do? Suppose means just for now, please forget that scoping and all thing. Those who don't know scoping, just see we initialized I is equals to 0. Why? Because we wanted to start from 0. Now we put a condition that I should be less than or equals to 9. We could have also put I should be less than 10. It both means same, right? Isn't it? Means just don't get
Yeah.
confused in this part. I is less than equals to 9 is similar to I less than less than 10. Both these are same thing only. Now see, we put the initialization, we put a condition, and also in the third argument, we wanted that it should be plus one always. Okay. And now inside the block, what we have written, what is the main task we have to do? We have to simply print it. Print what? Print I. Okay. So it will simply print. How it will print? it will do I is equals to 0. It will go to the condition, is I less than 10, means 0 is less than 10. Yes, it is less than 10. So it will go inside the block. What happens inside the block? 0 got printed. Now again it will go for the third argument. Third argument is it will increase I, which is I becomes 1. Okay. Now it will go to the condition again. Is I less than 1? Means you have to remember that before going to the block now, it has to go and check the condition. Means it has to take some permission. Like this also it will, always it will happen. And so until and unless, for example, here it got 9. I became 9 and it got printed here. It will go to the third part. Here I became 10. Now it will again go and check the condition. So is 10 less than 10? Tell me.
No.
Is 10 less than 10?
No.
No. So it will fail the condition and so it will come out of this block. Okay? Okay, guys.
Yes.
Yeah. And now seeing for the while. In while also we want to do the same thing, 0 to 9. So how it will perform? Just see the difference between both of these, okay? Here we were initializing inside. So here we have initialized it outside. One difference. Second, in the while we put the same condition, whatever we put, okay? So the condition is same. Inside the block also, the things are same. One difference that this third part comes inside this thing. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, got it.
Okay. And also means I think we have not taken the case when it is failing. So I should explain that also. Mm, 1 minute. Huh? I'll clear it later. Okay. It will take time otherwise. Now, this foreign while is clear for now or not? Hello, guys.
So actually in for loop, it will check the condition first and then execute. Right now? Hello.
Yes, obviously.
And
Always the
then in
condition will
while, first it will be execute and then they check.
at the means in the first time only.
Okay.
Means this do while what it does is the initialization is same, but what it does,
Yeah.
it will at any cost, means whatever be the condition, it will execute the block once. Okay. So
Hmm.
what it does, it printed 10 here, suppose I is equals to 10 was this, and here it printed 10. Now it got incremented, so the value of I became 11. Okay. And now the condition says I should be less than or equals to 9. But here what the I became? It became greater than 9 and it failed. So it simply came out of the loop and it simply printed 11.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So these are the difference. See, I want means I'm not taking a lot of questions today itself, because even if I take now, and if you are not giving input from yourself, the things will not be that much clear. So we will take examples tomorrow also. Today I think these examples are sufficient. Tomorrow also we will increase some means complexity in these things, and then we will again do the questions. Okay. So moving forward, we have another topic, which is
Hello, Ayushi.
continue. Hello.
Can I ask you
Yes.
what is enough for in loop? For in loop.
Have I explained it now? See, it's an array. Okay, means
It's like an array.
it will be used in array or object. So for now we are seeing the simple loops. I have not explained array, so I can't explain you for in loop. Okay, just
Okay.
let me
Okay.
go with the syllabus.
Yeah.
One second, guys. Now going ahead, we have break and continue topic. So see, earlier we were, for example, means I was facing some issue earlier. Okay, while using for means the sloping concept. The issue was, for example, I want to print from 1 to 9, but whenever 4 comes, I don't want to print it. One thing was, if in between, let me open. Are you with me, guys? Everything fine for now?
Yes, bro.
Yes.
Okay, so the condition is whenever means what I want is whenever 4 comes, I want to stop printing. Okay, this was my first condition. But in our loop, it was not possible, right? Even if 4 comes, it either used to means print it, or either if the condition means the condition fails, it will just go out of the loop, right? But now I want that when 4 comes, just stop the work, means just stop the block. Okay, and second thing what I want is if 4 comes, just skip it, don't print it. Getting this thing, guys, means in the first condition what I want, I will want that when 1 comes, I have no problem, print it. When 2 comes, print it. When 3 comes, print it. But as 4 comes, stop printing, and we will not print 4 to 9 also. Okay. In second case, what I want to do is I want to print 1, I want to print 2, 3, and when 4 comes, just skip 4 and go on for the next steps. So it will go on printing the other numbers. Please, Simon is unmuted. Can you mute himself? Harshini? Are you getting this, guys? What I want means this is my requirement. Is this clear to you?
Yes.
Clear. So now seeing means this was the condition, and this happens in a lot of questions. So to come over this thing, we have two keywords which are break and continue. These don't come under means these are not any kind of loop or something. These are simply keyword. Okay. So now what happens if I simply use break in the first case? What we are doing, we have to use break. Okay. And usually this is the major concept, means many of you get confused that what means this break do and what does continue do. So just remember this story. This is a very short story that when 4 comes, I want everyone to stop working. Okay, so this will be done by break. And when 4 comes, I want to simply execute it. Okay, here we excluded this 4 and we carried on our work ahead. Okay, so this is done with the help of continue. Now let's see with the help of code. So this is only what I wrote, just see afterwards. Now let's see this for loop. Okay, let's try to print it. What is actually happening here? See, first of all, it gets initialized, means our I became 1. Okay, clear? Now we go and check the condition. Is I less than 10, less than or equals to 10? Yes, it is. It is true. So we will go inside this loop. Inside the loop, what is written? If I is equals to 4, is I equals to 4? Tell me.
No.
So we don't go inside if loop. Okay. It didn't invited us at the first place only. It said that if you are not equals to 4, don't come. So since we are not equals to 4, we are not going inside this block. Okay. So we will go and for the next line. Okay. What does next line says? It says that please console.log I. What is I here?
So
It is 1.
one. Yes.
So 1 gets printed. Okay. Now what will I do afterwards? We
It
have
will go for in for loop.
we will go and check
increment.
the third argument, right? So third argument says that increase the I by 1. So again my I became 2. Okay. When it became 2, I want to again go and check the condition. I have to always check the condition before entering the loop. So I will again go here. I is less than or equals to 10. Yes, it is. So now I got the permission. I can go inside this thing. Now again I went to I. If says is are you equals to 4 means is your I equals to 4. We said no, it's not equals to 4. So it says no need to enter here, go to the next line. So what is the next line? Next line says console.log I. So what is I here? It is 2. So now 2 also gets printed. Again afterwards what we will do, we will again go and do this increment thing. Our I became 3. We will go and check the condition. Is I less than equals to 3? Yes, it is. 3 is less than equals to 10, obviously. So again we will go inside the loop. Inside again this if says are you equals to 4? We said no. So it says go to the next line. We again go to the next line. It says console.log I. So again what we do, we printed I. Now again we go and increase it. So our I became 4. Now again we go and check the condition. Is 4 less than equals to 10? It is. Right? So we will go inside the loop. Now it says is I equals to 4. Here I is 4 only and it is equals to 4, and see it is triple equals to. Okay. So since our 4 is also number, so this condition passes, and now we can go inside this loop. What this loop says? It says break. And whenever we see break, we have to just jump out of the loop, whatever is happening. We will not go to this line, okay? Understand this thing. Hello, guys.
Yes.
Yes, got
Okay.
it.
See, I again repeat. Whenever this break keyword comes, it just go out of the loop. It will not even go and check the other lines. Okay. And so in the final output, since this block, it came out of this block. So what we got in the console, we only saw that 1, 2, 3 and got printed. Clear? If you have any doubts, ask me for now, because I will give you a lot of questions, and solving those questions only will solve your concept. That when it is coming out of loop, what is happening. Any doubt, guys?
Clear, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Now going ahead, we have continued. Okay. So see, all this process will go same. Means I'm not repeating it. It's very repetitive, right? Going inside means it will be 1. Then it will check the condition. It will go inside this loop. Since this is not again means we didn't pass this condition, our 1 is not equals to 4. So it will go and for this next line. And here what will happen? 1 will be printed. Again it will go incremented. Our I became 2. It checks the condition, it passes, so it will enter inside this big block. Now again, this if condition fails, so it will go for the next line, it prints 2. Similarly, it prints 3. But see, when it be 4, it checks the condition, is 4 less than equals to 10? Yes, it is. Now it goes to the if. Is 4 equals to 4 here? Yes, it is, right? So we will go inside this block. And this block says continue. Means what it says, just leave me and continue. And once we get this continue, where will we jump? Tell me.
We will go to the increment directly. No?
Yes, we will go into the increment thing. Okay, but when we got break, what did we do? Whenever we got break, it says go out of the loop, out of the outer loop also, right? So we have to come, we had to came means out of this full program, and so we have to stop working. But here what happened, it says continue. It says that continue and go to the next iteration. So again we did I is equals to 5. It checks is 5 less than 10. Yes. Again 5 is not equals to 4. So it goes to this line and now 5 will be printed. And then similarly 6, 7, 8 and 9 and also 10. Clear guys? Just remember what does break do? Break just kicks us out of the loop. And what does this continue do? Continue just take us to this increment part. Okay? Is it clear guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Quick reply.
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay. Now see, yesterday I left this switch statement in middle. Okay. And yesterday some of you were complaining that you have not explained it fully. So see, my intention behind not is explaining the things are that I want to explain it whenever you are clear with the concept. Now you are clear with the break and all, so we can play around with this thing with switch statement today. So what does switch statement do? We use switch statement when we are dependent on one variable, right? So now let's play what's happening here. We get day here. Now it goes and check for the first condition. So the case says, are you 0? Then enter this thing. Are you 1? Then do this thing. Are you 2? Then do this thing. And if you are none of the above, then go and do this thing. So when I is 9, what will be the output? Fix guys.
Valid day.
Invalid day, right? Now I want the answer in the chat box, okay? And all of you who are present, I want answer from each one, each and all. Now if day is equals to 0, tell me what will be the output. Okay. Sunday. Clear guys? Why Sunday? Because see what happened. It go went and check. Day is 0. Yes, it is 0. So it said enter here. We got entered. So what did it say? Print Sunday. So we go and printed Sunday on the console. Okay. In the second line, it said break. Break means go out of this full loop. So we are a good boy and girl, whatever, and we came out of this loop. Okay. Program finished. Now, if it's 1, tell me what will be the answer. Quick guys, if it's 1, what will be the answer? Okay, Monday. I hope it's clear. Now, similarly, what was the case with 1 means 1 when the day was 1? It went to this case, this was not passed, so it didn't even go inside this thing. It went here and says means just checks that is k is equals to 1. Yes, it is 1. So it went inside this thing. Here what it got, that we have to console Monday, so it printed Monday here. Now again in the second thing, it says that break, so we have to come out of this thing. Okay. Now let's bring the twist in. Suppose here this break is not there, and now again our day is 0. What will happen? Your output, guys. Consider this is the case, okay? Here there is no break. One answer is Sunday and invalid day. Sunday only. Only two answers. Sunday only, Harshini. Sunday. Okay. Sachin, you got it right. See, what is happening here? Suppose this is simply a if condition, okay? And this is also if condition. All these are if condition only. If I is 0, do this. If I is 1, do this. Okay. Now, when day is 0, what happens? We go to this condition, it checks case is 0, so we have to enter here. What it does, it prints Sunday on the console. So what will we do? We print Sunday. Okay. Now, is there any break statement? Did it order us something? No, it didn't order us. So we will go inside next house also. So we will also print Monday. Okay. And we keep on moving inside the house until we find this break. And what does this break say? It says get out of this complete block, and we have to move to the end. Okay, so what will be the final output? It's Sunday, Monday. Now again, suppose this break is also not here. What happens? And the answer is means the question is again that day is equals to 1. So what will happen? K is 0, it will go inside the house. Console.log Sunday, Sunday got printed. It goes inside another house also. Console.log Monday, Monday also got printed. It goes inside this third house also. And what it does, it prints console Tuesday. So we printed Tuesday also. But now it says break. So we have to break. Means come out of this entire loop. Is this concept clear, guys? This is the
So,
favorite
ma'am,
actually
auto
type of question.
hel-
Pardon?
hello. So, ma'am, auto increment is happening in this case. So zero, then one, then two.
Even if this is not incremented, for example, here if I wrote 9, here if I wrote 11, then also this will work. It's not auto incremented, it's just it is getting the key to go inside everything.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Today all I will give you homework question. So I really recommend that go and do these homework questions, because also just see my efforts now. I have to again do means make the questions for you so that your concepts get clear. And whoever is doing homework, they might be feeling that doing those things we get our concepts clear, and then only you can make your proper note that okay, doing all these things we went to this conclusion. Okay guys, is this all clear now? Switch. Clear or not, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's go ahead for this favorite topic, which is array. Okay. How many of you are familiar with what is array? Tell me. Acha, okay, let them speak who are not familiar with array. Raise your hands who are not familiar with array. Rupesh is not. Who else? Harshali, you are also not familiar.
No, I raised it for yes.
Acha, okay. So see, array means till now what were we doing? For example, I made a variable, let's say A. Okay. Now, what all things can I put inside this A? Suppose this A is our bag. What all things can I put? I can put any number. If I'm not putting any number, I will put any string. Okay. If I'm not putting any string, I can put undefined, null. Okay. All these things which we saw, either Boolean. Okay. So earlier data types, what we saw, only those things I can put here. But now suppose I have a thing. For example, this A is any person. For example, this is our Rupesh. Okay. Rupesh is a person. Now Rupesh has a lot of things to put in. What all things? He has his name. Okay. Name. He must be having some age. So age. Some address again. That will be again in a string. Okay. Apart from this, he must be having some contact number also. All these things and a lot of other details. So tell me, what are these all the things similar? Mean see, this is string, this is number, And suppose if there is a question that is he eligible to vote, so the answer would be false or true. Okay. So there will be a lot of different kinds of value. Until this time, there was no variable in which we can put all these things together, right? All these data together. But now we have array. What array does? Array has a very beautiful property here, which is not in any other programming language, which is it can keep any kind of value, any kind of data together. Okay, so we say it's mixed. How it is mixed? It means that, see, here we are having 1, 2, 2.3, which is a float type of number. We have a string also, null also, undefined also. All these things we are putting together and we are saying that it all comes under mixed. Okay. So the basic syntax of array is, the very basic definition is, it is used to put different kinds of data together, data type together. Now, in the memory, what happens now? It just stores everything in contiguous form. Okay, contiguous manner. What does this contiguous manner say? It means that, for example, here we are having one array. So there must be some bytes, and in these bytes, we must be storing the address of 1. Okay, let's say here we have put 1. Now, in the next block itself, there must be again some bytes, and these bytes could be different, okay? And these bytes, there must be putting some string. Understanding this thing. So, in the memory, what happens now? All these data are present one after the other, and for this, we say it is present in contiguous manner. Okay. So let's see. This mixed, I think it's clear. And the syntax is, you have to put where, let, const, anything, give a name, for example, A, and then use this square brackets. Okay. In the square brackets, you can do means put anything separated by comma. Clear? This is the basic syntax. Clear, guys? Hello.
Yes, clear. Yes, ma'am.
Means I just think that you might be sleeping in between, and when I say hello hello 2 3 times and then only you just wake up, oh, we are attending some class. Is it the case, guys? I hope it's not. Respond something, guys.
No, no, it's not.
Okay, means just come to my step, means come from my view. I am teaching. Okay, and I even don't know who is listening, who is responding, who is getting it, who is not. So it's a huge request that please respond in between when I ask. Okay, going ahead, we want to see, means suppose we have a variable. Okay, and for other variables, like for now we have checked type of, right? What is the type of these things? So the type of array is object. We will see object afterwards, but for now just get it that the type of any array is always object. Clear?
Why this is so, Ayush?
Means it's just thing that of, there's no reason behind this. It all comes under object, a lot of things. When we
But
see
it
object,
contains the strings, booleans, and all. So how can we say that?
how?
No, section. It contains the strings, numbers, null also. So how
Yeah,
can?
so actually, what happens now? For now, since we don't know object, I don't want to exaggerate about object. So what happens in object now? Object also stores all the different kinds of information. Okay. So we made a different category that all the array and all the objects are, means the type of all these things are object. Okay. And see, there was one thing, let me tell you. There are two types of data types. One is primitive data type. You must be familiar with this thing. and one is non-primitive. Primitive means the basic things. For example, in our what to say, we have some basic colors, right? Red, blue, and green. And we can mix any of these three colors in any combination, and we can make a lot of different kinds of colors. For example, am I missing it? It's yellow. It should be yellow now. Or yes, red, blue, yellow. These are the basic colors. Am I right?
Green, green, red, blue, green, RGB.
You're not audible. Hello.
It is green, red, blue, and green.
Okay. So see, means the thing is, by adding these three colors, means these are the basic colors. If we add these in different proportions, we get a lot of different kinds of colors. Similarly, our primitive data types were what we saw in at day one. A string, number, just say what all things were there. Boolean, null, undefined, big int, all these things were there, right? There is also symbol, we will see later. So this primitive comes means those data types comes under primitive category, and there is a non-primitive category which we generally say object. Okay. In JavaScript, all these things are object. In other, we refer with different things also that there are array, stack, all these things. Here we have some common word which is object. There are other non-primitive also, but object is one of them. So here the data type of array is simply object. Now suppose I have one object. We will see it later. Object is represented by this curly braces, and suppose inside it is having something. Now we have one array. So the data type of object is also object. Okay. Data type of array is also object. Isn't it very confusing? It is. Okay. And many a times we want to really identify that is this really an object array? If it is array, then only we can perform certain kinds of operation. Okay. So to confirm that this particular thing is really an object, we have this special method in which we have this array, and here we have this is array method in which we can pass this mixed thing. Mixed is our array what we are having. Okay, so if we pass inside this thing, it returns us like in terms of boolean answer. If it is true, it means that this array which we have passed inside this is truly an array. Otherwise, if it is false, then it is not an array. Okay, it's this simple. Is it clear, guys? See,
Can you repeat, please? Line number 159.
okay. See what was happening now. Object are also means the type of objects are also object. The type of array is also object. So we don't really get that it is really an object or it is really an array. So if we really want to check that it is really an array, for example, here we have the array which is named mixed. So we pass inside this method array means the name of our array which is mixed. And if the output of this thing is true, then what? It is really an array. If it is not, then it is not an array. For example, let me tell you.
What is array going to is array का output क्या आएगा?
This
Is array
entire
का output will be true आएगा ना?
this entire thing has mean see, I'm
No,
not
no, not an entire thing. I just asked about the is array method.
can you please repeat? Is array.
Array. Yes.
So see, this array is basically an object. This is a predefined object. Inside it, there is a method which is array. Okay. So for now, you since you don't know what is object, what is method, so just think this whole thing as one thing, and inside this we are passing the name of our array. So this whole gives that the answer will be either true or false. For example, here if I pass a string, okay, some string, So the output here will be false. You can go and check for the console also. This was simply to say that we have, if we want to check if array is really an array, it is not an object. So we do use this method. It's this simple. No need to go in deep for this. Going ahead,
So,
hmm,
so is there no concept of array of string, array of number like in Java?
means pardon.
Uh, is there any concept like array of string, array of Java?
Array of string, array of Java means I'm not getting.
Sorry, array of string, array of number like in the Java.
Array of string means you are saying that a lot of strings
Only
are there.
no heterogeneous elements in the array.
See, means here in JavaScript, the Java means the array actually is containing everything. Okay. So if you are
That's why
saying array of
understood.
strings, so all these things are similar here. Okay. Hello. Who was speaking? Sachin, you were speaking?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So going ahead, if you remember, we saw indexing in strings, right? For example, I wrote hello. Now I want to means and it is put inside a variable, let's say a. And if I want to see a particular word, for example, I say h of means a of zero index, we used to get the output h, right? Similarly, we are having indexes here in array. So let's say our array contains all these things only one, two, and then one string, let's say a, and this null. Okay, this is our array. And let me put it inside a variable, let's say a. Okay, I hope creating a array is clear for now. It's this simple only. So now again we have some particular indexes which we use to represent. Means index means what, just inside the array we can't say na the position or the address of this one is this thing. So for the simplicity we have said that it is at zeroth index, the next one will be is at one index as a whole, and not say that this h will be at third index, e will be at 4, y will be at 5. This whole string will be at second index, this whole null will be at third index. This is the indexing concept in array. So now we see that mixed what we were having at the first index we were having 2. Okay, so 2 get printed. 1 minute guys, यश की समझ में नहीं आ रहा, इधर ही हल्ला करना है. Is this clear, guys? Indexing concept. Let me ask some questions.
Yes, ma'am.
For example, mixed of three. Tell me what is the mixed of three? Means at the index three.
Null.
Two,
See, this is zero. Two is at
Two,
one.
two,
This
two
2.3
point
is at
three.
three, and the string will be at four.
string.
So zero, one, two, and this three. So the answer will be the string. Okay. And now if I ask you, what is the output of mixed of 13?
Undefined.
Undefined.
No, no, no.
Right? So I hope this is clear. Indexing concept.
And what about -1?
A minus one is will be this undefined. Means whatever
Oh,
is at this position. Negative indexes
same.
works here also.
Okay.
Okay. So here is a very means advanced topic which generally not everyone covers. But here's a research means just a observation. That see, for example, see this thing. We are making const pi equals to 3.14, right? means this pi variable is const. Now suppose if I want to change the value of pi as 3, what will be the output? The output will be error, right? Because it can't be reinitialized or it cannot be given any other value. Is this clear, guys? We saw earlier only.
Yes, yes, yes.
But suppose if we have the similar case, for example, here I am making the means this array with the name means with the keyword const. Now if I want to change a particular index of the array, for example, I want to change the first index of this array. I want to put a string hey. At this point there is no error. Isn't this very thing to just know why is it happening? See, here when we were changing the value of any const, it was giving error. Now also means although I am changing the value inside means of any one particular index, it is not giving any error. I think you are not getting it. See, mixed was having all these values. Now what is mixed of 1? Mixed of 1 means this 2. So we are just assigning hey in place of this 2. So if we print this
So,
final mixed, the
hello,
output
ma'am.
becomes 1 and in place of 2 it comes hey and then everything goes the same. Okay. So now, but now there is no error. Like in the previous thing, there was error whenever the value was changing. So this happens because this entire address is having the same address as it was having before. Means this mixed must be having some address, right? In memory, every variable has some address. So this entire array is having some address even after changing any of the values inside this. The array does not change and therefore there is no error. Here it was giving error because the error means the address itself was getting changed. Now see another case. For example, now I am again redeclaring it. Redeclaring is a different thing. For example, now I am assigning a different kind of array inside this mixed. This mixed was this, clear? Now I am giving a different kind of array inside this mix. At this time it will give array because its address got changed. So the takeaway from this is that if we are changing anything inside the array, if it is const there is no error, but if it is const and we are entirely changing the array, then it gives us error. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Harshal, you want to say something? Okay, I think you it's a sign for yes, it's clear. Okay, going ahead we have
Hello, Aishu. Can you repeat this last statement? Last statement. Error address got changed.
see.
177.
Okay, um see, this mixed, what is inside mix? It is this thing, right? The value of mixed is this. So it must be having some address. We usually have address in the 32-bit, 64-bit, if you know. So let's say this is the address, okay, of this thing. For example, 1000. 1000 is the address. Now, suppose by any means I changed something
Hello,
inside
Aishu.
this. For example,
Hello.
this 2.3, I made it.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
hello, yes, go. Hello, were you saying something?
Hello.
Okay. So see, what I was saying is, if I am changing anything inside the array, for example, this in place of this null, I made this as a string. In place of undefined, I made a number. For
Hello, Aishu. Your screen is stopped somewhere. Screen is not visible.
let me see. So see, what I was saying is, if I am changing the values inside the array, then the address remains same. But suppose now I am changing this entire array and saying that you have to put A and B. So if I am changing the entire value, then the address also gets changed. Okay? And if the address got changed, this is not allowed and it will give us error. Go through the notes, you will understand this thing. Okay? Give some time to these things because it's take time to really swallow. Okay, this is happening. Now going ahead, array has some operations. Now see, we have saw that array has these values. We make array like this. Now suppose I want to add inside array, I want to delete something from the array. How will we do? So there are some operations. Okay, and the basic operations are insert and delete operation. Insert means putting something inside, and deletion is, you know it. So see what happens. And one thing you have to remember that all these operations will change the original array. Okay, going ahead. See what push do. We have a operation known as push. We do in the door, right? Push and pop means push and pull. So here in the array we have push and pop. Push means, suppose let me take an array here. The array is A, B. Okay, this is our array. Now suppose I want to push C inside this. Means I want to add something afterwards at the end. What will I do? I will do push. Okay, and I will put that value here. How I will do that we will see in the code. But for now, understand, if we want to put anything at the end of the array, we will do push. Now,
Your
if
voice
I
is
want to,
breaking.
pardon?
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, go on.
My voice is breaking.